Hey, it's Kelly. Welcome back to my channel where we talk all about gentle skincare, sometimes self-care, and today we're talking brightening post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation in 3 steps. So you may be like me, when you get a pimple, that's not the worst of the story, right? Pimples come and go, but what's left over is the worst, right? It's the hyperpigmentation, the dark spot that takes weeks to months to fade and really interferes with your skin's glow. That's what today's video is all about, really tackling that post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation and really helping to bring out that inner glow in your skin. So if you're so ready to learn the 3 easy steps that will help you to achieve this, give the video a big thumbs up and let's tackle that hyperpigmentation. So to tackle post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, there's 3 steps that I want you to think about when it comes to building out your skincare routine and how you think about the hyperpigmentation on your skin. So number 1, we need to control the inflammation. Number 2, we need to protect our skin from the sun. And number 3, we need to brighten up those spots. Step number 1, control the inflammation. It is called post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, right? Let's break it down. We're talking about hyperpigmentation that is caused or happens after a inflammatory event on the skin, right? So the key here is the inflammation. We need to get that under control before we even tackle the brightening on our skin, because the inflammation is what's causing the melanin response on our skin to create the dark mark in the first place. So because we are talking about dark marks from acne spots, it really does make sense to not just look for anti-inflammatory skincare, but to look for ingredients that are anti-inflammatory and exfoliating at the same time, because that can help us to control the acne on our skin. But we really do need to look for ingredients that are oil soluble, because as you know, a pimple is formed by excessive oil and dead skin cells building up inside of the pore lining, causing a clog. Bacteria comes along, infects it, we get inflammation, we get that inflammatory response, we get the pimple, right? So we do need ingredients that are going to control the inflammation response, that are going to exfoliate the dead skin cells away, but are oil soluble. That means that they can actually dive deep inside of our pores to exfoliate inside and create the anti-inflammatory magic inside of the pore, not just on the top surface of the skin. So this is actually not the time to use ingredients like AHA or even vitamin C's. While they can have brightening properties and are goodies, they're not necessarily the oil soluble ingredients we need to help to control the inflamed acne on our skin. So ingredients like salicylic acid, this is a classic goodie. It is a beta hydroxy acid, BHA. Salicylic acid really checks all the boxes here. It's oil soluble, it's exfoliating, it's anti-inflammatory. It really is a classic choice for helping to tackle inflamed acne. And there's a lot of good choices out there. Things like the Paula's Choice BHA toner are goodies. If you like something on the K-beauty side, Isntree Chestnut BHA 2% liquid is also a goodie. Now you may consider something like benzoyl peroxide. This is an ingredient that again checks the boxes here. It can be a little bit drying for certain folks, and you do want to be careful with this ingredient because it can bleach your linen, but it's not bleaching your skin. Don't get that confused. But it is one that you want to be a little bit more careful with. And as I mentioned, it can have a drying effect on the skin. However, it is great for controlling inflamed acne, and it's a great exfoliating oil soluble ingredient. One of my favorite ingredients that checks all of these boxes for controlling inflammation and exfoliating the skin is azelaic acid. And I like it because it's not just the things that I just said, anti-inflammatory, exfoliating, great for controlling acne, but it also has an additional benefit for helping to control redness. It helps to reduce redness on the skin, partially because of its anti-inflammatory benefits, but it's also an ingredient that is used to help with rosacea prone skin, but it also has a brightening effect for hyperpigmentation too. So it's really hitting a lot of the things that we're talking about in today's video in one ingredient. And I really think that that's how you build smart skincare skincare routines. So there's a lot of options out there for azelaic acid. You can get it through The Ordinary. Paula's Choice has a really good one. I've personally been using the Dermatica 15% azelaic acid serum. Currently, you can get that without a prescription and without a subscription to Dermatica, which I really like. Retinoids may also be a good choice for helping to control inflamed acne. In the skincare community, we always tout them for their abilities to help slow down the aging process on the skin because they stimulate collagen, they help resist fine lines and wrinkles, and they help to promote skin elasticity. And they're also a brightening ingredient as well, which is a goodie because, like I said, let's check off as many boxes as we possibly can. So this will help on our brightening journey. But you know, retinoids, interestingly, they are very beneficial for acne-prone skin. They are exfoliating, they are anti-inflammatory, they do work deeper inside of the pore, and in fact, tretinoin was first studied for its effects on acne-prone skin. The well-aging benefits, the collagen stimulation, the brightness, the smoothness of the skin was a secondary discovery of studying the use of retinoids for acne-prone patients. They're like, yeah, my acne is getting better, but also, do you think I look younger? Do you think my skin looks brighter? Retinoids can be very beneficial here, and I'm talking about ingredients like retinol, retinaldehyde, tretinoin, adapalene, particularly good retinoid for acne-prone skin. Roche-Posay actually sells one that you can get without a prescription. So those are the four main actives that really help to control acne and inflammation on the skin, and I do suggest building at least one into your skincare routine. I personally cycle through two. I use azelaic acid, and then I do use retinaldehyde, a retinoid, and I use them on alternating nights throughout the week to help control the acne, the inflammation, and hyperpigmentation on my skin, while also checking off some other goals for well aging and collagen stimulation as well. So don't feel like you have to just pick one and only stick with one. You do want to build a consistent routine, but you can cycle through your actives to really achieve the results that you're looking for. Step number 2, protect your skin from the sun. Now, you're into skincare, you know this already. I'm preaching to the choir, and in fact, I sometimes get tired of people always telling me in content to wear sunscreen too, right? You know that it's so good, but I do want to really help you understand that sunscreen is not just helping your skin stay youthful and resisting the fine lines and wrinkles. Not only that, right, but we also know about tanning and things like that too. If we already have dark marks on our skin and we're not wearing sunscreen and then we go out and we're exposed to the sun, those dark marks can actually become darker in the sun, right? And that's like the opposite of what we're trying to achieve by fading them, right? We're actually going to make the dark marks more prominent and more visible. So this is why you need to be wearing sunscreen every single day. Oh yeah, and it protects you from skin cancer, like no biggie. And another tip for you is to look beyond your sunscreen. Look, it's not an infallible product. Even if we do the best research, we get the best ingredients with the best water resistance and the best testing, it's still possible for that sunscreen to not be fully protecting your skin for a multitude of factors, including user error, right? It's not this infallible shield, and we should be using additional protective measures to really make sure that we are covered in sun protection. And so hats, super easy to just throw one on and get a little bit more protection from the sun. Sunglasses are great for protecting around the eye area. Protective clothing is really great if we're working on hyperpigmentation, like any area on the body. I super got into sun patches this summer, which create a physical barrier on the high points of your face, which are more prone to a darkening in the sun just because of how much closer they are and how much more sun they get. In addition to my sunscreen use, using those patches for when I'm active outdoors for long periods of time, and I notice a huge improvement in the hyperpigmentation that I have on my cheekbones by just implementing those, like I said, just on days when I'm outside and active for a very long time. They really made a difference. So think beyond your sunscreen. Step number 3, use brightening skincare. Now, for my product recommendations, I wanted to talk about the products that I have personally been using over the last couple of months to fade my hyperpigmentation, because I have personally made really good improvement in my skin in the last couple of months in terms of hyperpigmentation using the steps that I have outlined, right? I am talking the talk, but I'm also walking the walk. So I am actually sharing with you just the products that I have personally been using and seeing a lot of success with. So these could be good products for you and your hyperpigmentation journey, but I also want to let you know that I'm not going to be listing out everything out there that's possible for you to use. So these products might be right for you, but I also want you to key in on the ingredients that that I'm highlighting because these are all fantastic brightening ingredients that you may choose to seek out in other products to help brighten up your skin. First up, Haruharu Centella 4% Tranexamic Acid Dark Spot Go Away Serum. Gotta love that name. It does exactly what it promises. It delivers on dark spots going away. So the ingredients that they're using here include 4% of niacinamide. Now, you know niacinamide is a goodie for brightening. 4% here brings a lot of additional benefits to the skin. Not only does it help to brighten the skin, it helps to protect the skin barrier. It also helps to stimulate some collagen. Now, niacinamide is also an anti-inflammatory ingredient, as well as brightening and a well-aging ingredient, as I mentioned before. They're also using 4% of tranexamic acid. Now, I have personally seen a lot of success with this ingredient for brightening hyperpigmentation and just evening out the skin tone. So they're using a good amount in here, as well as a tiny amount of vitamin C in the form of ascorbic acid, as well as sodium ascorbyl phosphate. Vitamin C is maybe not the very best ingredient you can use to control your inflamed acne, but it is a very good brightening ingredient. So you may want to use this alongside of other anti-acne actives. Just don't rely on it as your only one. But they have used a little bit in here, like I say, to spice up the brightening here. Centella is an ingredient that I quickly want to touch on as well because, well, it's not technically a brightening ingredient, it is an anti-inflammatory ingredient. And while it's not the main one that you want to use to control your acne, it is a really great additional ingredient to add into your routine to, again, help control the inflammation that causes the hyperpigmentation in the first place. So you see how this has been formulated to bring in quite a few different brightening ingredients that play really well together, plus an anti-inflammatory type of formula makes this a really great one if you're getting the dark spots from acne. And so I have used this a couple of different ways. It's got a really nice pleasing gel texture that's not too heavy. It's going to work for a majority of skin types in my personal opinion. You can use this in a thin layer all over your face as your serum to brighten up your whole face. Or if you have specific areas that you want to target, you could use this as a spot treatment. And I've used it both ways and I've seen really nice success, especially if you're looking to speed up the fading of hyperpigmentation. You may have sensitive skin where you can't tolerate a full face application of this morning and nighttime, but you may be able to put this on full face at nighttime and then spot treat in the morning, and that helps to cut down on the potential full face irritation. Dr. Idriss Major Fade Serum. Now, I've been really loving this line of products because it really reads as a master class list of brightening ingredients. Like, it's really smartly formulated in my opinion, and I have seen really good success with this for hyperpigmentation after acne, but it's also been helpful for, I have a little bit of sun damage on my cheekbones, as I mentioned earlier. This has been helping with that as well as protecting from the sun. But this line has also been developed for folks who suffer with melasma in mind. So while I am specifically focusing on acne prone skin and dark marks, these products can be beneficial for a multitude of brightening concerns. So the Major Fade Serum can be used similarly to the Haruharu. You can do it as a full face application in your serum step, or you could use it as a spot treatment if you like. The ingredients here, there's some really good ones in here. We have alpha arbutin, which is a really great brightener for a multitude of brightening concerns, right? Hyperpigmentation, but also melasma and also sun damage. Arbutin actually shares some similar properties to hydroquinone, which is the gold standard prescription ingredient for treating sun damage. Now, they're also using kojic acid, which is an amazing ingredient for helping to fade hyperpigmentation a lot faster. They are using niacinamide, which we covered not only brightens the skin but soothes inflammation, and they're also using an ingredient that reduces redness called diglucosyl gallic acid. It is a little bit on the pricey side, but you do get 2 cartridges with this serum, and that helps to keep the formula really fresh and efficacious for your skin. Instead of doing a jumbo size container, these cartridges help to keep those ingredients really fresh and more effective, right, for the skin. Dr. Idriss Major Fade Flash Mask. I told you that I'm a fan of this line, and it's really been helping my skin. And this is a really nice one to use once or twice a week. I personally just use it once a week, and it really does give you that nice perk up to your skin. Not only does it help to brighten your skin, and again, I do want to emphasize the ingredients that we're talking about will help with hyperpigmentation from acne, but they will also help for melasma, sun damage, and uneven or dull looking skin tone. It will really help with a lot of different concerns. What I like about this is not only does it brighten your skin, but because it does contain some AHA in here, 15% of glycolic acid, it exfoliates at the top surface of your skin, which actually makes your skin a lot more smooth, a lot more radiant. Your makeup's going to apply a little bit better when you do some AHA, right? So it helps with textural irregularities, which are kind of secondary things that happen when you have acne prone skin. Sometimes your pores do look a lot larger. Sometimes you have a lot of texture on your skin because of the congestion, right? So this will help with the overall appearance of the skin and help to bring out that inner glow. Even if you have hyperpigmentation on your skin, right, you can still have glowy, healthy looking skin. It's about everything coming together for the overall quality of your skin. And I think glycolic acid is a great secondary ingredient. AHAs in general, a great secondary ingredient to build into your routine. They're also using tranexamic acid, which we've already covered is a great brightening ingredient. I've personally seen a lot of success with this ingredient. And they're also using 3% of lactic acid. This is an additional AHA ingredient that can help to brighten the skin, but again, smooth out the texture. It boosts up the AHA overall in the formula, but lactic acid is a little bit more hydrating for the skin. It's a little gentler for the skin. So instead of blasting fully with glycolic, we're balancing it out a little bit more with the lactic acid. So it comes together in this really beautiful gel texture. You know, this is really like a peel type of mask, right? So we don't need to pile on the product. A really nice thin layer of this and leave it on for 10 to 15 minutes before you wash it off. Set your timer on your phone. You don't want to wear this for past the 15 minutes. You will open yourself up to the potential for irritation there the longer that it sits on your skin. So just be careful here. So you get a really strong, effective mask that, like I said, it's almost like a little baby peel at home, quite honestly, but it's not hardcore on your skin. It's not ripping off the first layer of your skin. It's not over exfoliating your skin the way that some AHA peel type masks can. I'm not going to name names, right? But they can be a little bit harsh on the skin. This one, I think, has been balanced out in such a way that my sensitive skin actually has been tolerating this beautifully and getting great results by building this into my routine. So I hope you found that step-by-step process really beneficial for helping to address post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation in your skincare routine. From the product recommendations to the ingredient highlights to just really fleshing out the steps that you need to take. I have personally seen a lot of success by using this method in my skincare routine, and so I'm happy to share it with you, and I hope you find success with it as well. If you loved the video, you found it valuable, but you haven't hit subscribe yet, please hit subscribe. Come join our skincare community, especially if you love in-depth skincare videos just like this one. I hope you are healthy, happy, and safe wherever you are in the world. And hey, before you go, drop your favorite brightening skincare products in the comments below. I love you so much. Thank you so much for making this skincare community possible. I can't do it without you. I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye.